Ethics in Business, another flipped lesson for business studies students. Increasingly today, businesses are wanting to trade ethically in order to increase their triple bottom line. Not only are they worried about profits, they're worried about doing the right thing. So this is a session on ethically and socially responsible business behaviour, both from the operational point of view, marketing point of view, and human resource management point of view. Businesses are looking at the triple bottom line. This means they're not only focused on making a profit, but rather they recognise environmental and social costs are also important. There are some businesses that exist on fair trade alone. Business ethics is an application of moral standards to business behaviour. So there's a number of principles here. Honest and fairness. Respect for people. Conflict of interest. Quite often people put monetary matters over moral or social issues. Truthful communication. This is where advertising can represent real ethical dilemmas, which we'll explore later. And corporate and social responsible business behaviour. Obviously, businesses want to make money, but in this instance they also look at social, environmental, political and human consequences of its actions. So as well as expanding their business, they want to provide a greater good for society as well. When businesses conduct business, presented with ethical situations where they have to sort out. For example, what does a business do with a loyal, long-serving employee who cannot adapt to new technology? What does a business do with confidential information about a competitor's pricing policy that a disgruntled employee has leaked? What does a business do when it's asked for each cash payment to help hasten a decision about a tender contract? What does a business do when it outlines a promotion plan for an employee but later is unable to follow through with that plan? What does a business do when a competitor engages in unethical business tactics that allows it to offer a cheaper product? These are many situations that businesses would face in terms of doing the right thing. Now what I'd like you to do is to check your understanding. Please go to page 285. I want you to do questions 1, 4 and 7. And for question 9, I want you to construct a concept map of ethical issues complete with examples and impact on stakeholders, similar to the examples I gave you before. Please complete these before going on. Now let's move on to business ethics in marketing and advertising. There are lots of criticisms relating to how goods and services are marketed. First of all, the creation of needs. Do we need all these things? Advertisers create a desire for us to constantly acquire possessions. There are a lot of advertisements with stereotypical images of males and females. In conjunction with that, a lot of the times sex is used to sell products. And quite often there's things called product placements. The inclusion of advertising entertainment is a promotion strategy referred to as product placement. Here's James Bond, but guess what? He's got a nice little Rolex watch on his wrist. This sort of advertising is quite common in the commercial channels. This somewhat concealed nature leads us to believe that advertising blurs the line between what is actually advertising and what is entertainment. Truth and accuracy in advertising is a real dilemma for marketers. False and misleading advertising is not only unethical, but it is also illegal. Let's turn to some examples. Untruths due to concealed facts. A lot of the times, Customers are aware that advertising takes liberties with words like happy, sexy, wealthy or healthy. But it's an unethical practice of concealing facts, pieces of information purposely omitted, that can severely harm the trust customers have in a product or business. Now what I'd like you to do is check your understanding. This is a case study in your second text, your HSC text. Coca-Cola advertisement withdrawn. And I'd like you to do both snapshot questions 1 and 2 before going on. Quite often advertising is accused of exaggerating claims. For example, claim that a certain shampoo is superior to any other product on the market cannot be confirmed. However, in a recent example, a brand of sparkling water advertised the fact that bubbles were natural and bottled at the source. This was shown to be misleading, as the bubbles were added later in the bottling process. Another form is vague statements. They're deliberately misleading or using ambiguous language to make it difficult for the marketeer to be denied the intention of misleading or deceiving. With the recent growth of online advertising, it's raising a number of ethical issues in relation to invasion of privacy. For example, how Facebook uses its likes in order to generate market surveys for its customers. Another issue is about good taste in advertising. Here's one such example. And then there's products that may damage health. We're talking about junk food, people becoming more obese, and so forth. And then we have the issue about advertising to children. What is fair game for children to see, especially when kids' shows are on? Now, as an exercise, what I'd like you to do is to find examples of an advertisement for each types of the aspects introduced in the previous slides to illustrate the issue of ethical marketing. You can use this table. So, in relation to creation of needs, materialism, and stereotypic issues, etc., there's about 12 of them. I want you to put down or give me an example of an advertisement that does that. You can include a URL or an image if you want, or just type down simply what the example actually is. Now, the next area that I want to talk to you about is the ethical issues relating to human resource management. In figure 14.27, which is in chapter 14 of the HSC text, you see this brilliant graphical summary. So here we're talking about the ethical and legal issues in the workplace. The common one: unfair dismissal, bullying, unfair dismissal, harassment, discrimination, accidents, and so forth. And down here you've got some of the benefits of a employer ethically solving some of those issues and having their practices deemed fair by both the employee and the employer. So they're going to do a lot of these things, providing pleasant working conditions, providing a harassment-free workplace, providing community support, providing motivation, looking at how to improve business performance. There's legal compliance, equal opportunities, and positive image business marketing to provide a positive business image. Now, in summary, the employer, an ethical employer, can be expected to achieve safe and working conditions that will improve the welfare of all employees, to provide fair working conditions. This can be achieved through a number of means. Let's look at those. The compliance with social justice and industrial legislation, so we talk about the Fair Work Act, covering areas of OH&S, anti-discrimination and equity in all aspects of human resources. So we're talking about OH&S, we're talking about anti-discrimination and equal opportunity. Providing a safe and healthy working environment, that's probably pretty obvious. Creating challenging and interesting and meaningful work, so people are maintained in a motivational way. Improving communication and fostering teamwork, empowerment of staff. providing study leave and training opportunities to increase development of our employees, offering equitable and open rewards, so it's there for everybody, it's applied fairly, and remembering that monetary rewards is just one of many aspects that, by offering flexible working hours and conditions that promote a balance between work and life, a strategic plan supported by management that incorporates specific ethical responsibilities, implementing change through collaboration with staff. We exist in a time where change is a given, is a constant if you like, and doing that with collaborating with staff means that we have more trust and more input, and therefore more motivation in the end of it. In relation to quality, businesses can establish a code of practice for customers, employees and suppliers. Now, finishing off, I want to check your understanding. There's a couple of case studies. One is called Pizza with the Works. I want you to do snapshot question number 1, extension question, discussing question 2 in class. This is found on page 417 of the HSC text. Secondly, there's another case study called Cool Clothes for Fair Work. What I want you to do now is to complete snapshot question of Cool Clothes for Fair Work, and once that is done, I want you to go to the Business Studies blog, and under activities you'll find ethical dilemmas in business, and for each one of those I want you to jot down examples of potential unethical examples in the workplace. Thanks for listening, guys.